Smokers. You'll pass me my backpack for me? My backpack, please. You got me over here looking white as hell.
Just turn it down.
I did. I'm editing. What's up, y'all? I'll just wait a little bit for y'all to just, get in here, chat a little bit. Got big updates. Need the laptop.
You want a different color?
No?
Okay.
Alright. Just waiting for y'all to come in hither. Alright. Come hang out with me. Alright. While everybody getting ready, y'all should be getting notified. Live chat. Y'all so hop in here and wait, since I didn't have a scheduled one. Alright, so where are we at today? What up, Rudra? What up? First man in here. Told y'all I was gonna make a comeback. So this one's gonna go a little longer. I'm here where I need to be, so I have some time to push the envelope and talk about some stuff. We're gonna kind of do a bit more organized of the animes that just released over the last couple weeks. We're also gonna chat a little bit about how my Anime Expo, my first one, and possibly my last one, we'll talk about how that went as far as Anime Expo 2025. And then we just gonna, kick the kicks. Now, I am on my phone, and this is more of like an IRL kind of version, so I'm not gonna go play video games or do any reactions. This is more of just like an update. No, I'm not at home. I won't be home till possibly next week, end of next week. Not this Sunday, tomorrow, but the following Sunday, the 13th. I'll be back at home, so I'll do a stream from the studio. That one will most likely be, it'll be short as well. And what I mean by short, it's gonna be probably like an hour, 2 hours. I got a couple things. It's my niece's birthday, so I need to go celebrate that. So, like everybody else, life be lifing. So, since you in here, Rudra, hey Mac.
Yeah.
I need your Wi-Fi again. What you mean? Yeah, sure, Rudra. I feel like that was being a little, you ain't being genuine. What, you mad because I'm still traveling? It's gonna be some, remember, it's gonna.
You need all for the computer.
Yeah. Matt, Rudra, you want to let me know what you meant by that, sir? There's a bit of a delay on it. Oh, yeah. Aloka came in my comments. Did you see that? Aloka came in my comment talking about, oh, we love your, I like the videos, the anime reaction videos, but when is the streaming? And I'm like, hold on. I can't just be streaming everywhere I go. I mean, yeah, I want to do IRL, but I haven't, you know what? I realized that my IRL setup isn't as good as I thought it was. So over the next couple weeks, I need to start setting up a better IRL so that it's more seamless. Because right now I'm on my phone, and if it rings, it's going to cut off. So essentially what I'm needing to do is get another phone, as well as get the whole glitz and glams of what everybody else has, and then kind of do it the official way. Because like as of right now, I don't have it the official way. It's just me on my iPhone and hitting go live and see what happens. So I need to get that a little bit more in talk. I'm getting the computer logged into where I'm at so that we can talk about some anime. And hopefully by the time we get everything kick-started, we'll have more of the other kickers in the chat. But Rudra, did you see Aloka in my comment section? We're gonna go over all of them. So for those who don't see it, they're gonna be shit out of luck because y'all asked for it, and that just means y'all didn't stay up long enough to talk about it. I told you it was gonna be random. But it's also going to create a video, so they'll be able to go back and Loka, they'll be able to go back and rewatch it, because Ray also was in the comments because he missed last stream, the quick one that I did before the flight. All right, so I guess it's going to be me and you until more come in, right, Rudra? Since you are the ride or die. All right. Since you're in here, did you watch the CSM trailer? What is this? CSM? So I haven't watched the Chainsaw Man trailer just yet, and I don't have it set up on here. Yeah, I know Chainsaw Man. It took a second to register in my head. No, I didn't. I'll probably react to it maybe after we get done streaming. I got a little bit of time before I go into like my all day event that I got going on today. So I may do it beforehand. So who knows? We'll have to see how that all pans out. All right, so Rudra, I'm gonna let you pick what series do you want me to talk about first. Is there anyone in particular?
Contact or business name pans out in your.
Hang on. Looks like is OPM new trailer really drop at 12 p.m. I'm not familiar with OPM. People be gooning to it along with me. Oh, Chainsaw Man trailer like that though? Oh, One Punch Man. Everybody's is there a trailer that's coming for One Punch Man? Or did it just come out? Was there a new trailer for One Punch Man? Hold on, I'm looking online. Oh, not yet. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we're gonna have to wait. You said it's at Twin FFE. Was that supposed to be coming out today? You said 12 p.m. But I don't even know where you're at, so I don't know what day of the week that is. I mean, what time of day that is. Rudra, I'm still waiting for you to choose the anime series that I'm currently reacting to. Which one do you want me to talk about first? All right, hang on. Let's start with Kaiju then. Are you all caught up on Kaiju? And for Kaiju, I guess I got to do 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? Because I didn't stream last week. So it's 3, 4, 5, and 6. 12 p.m. Los Angeles time. Oh, so it's coming up soon. FFE, are you in Los Angeles? Episode. Okay. All right, let me pull it up and then we can talk about it. Is there anything specific you want to chat about, Rudra? Hang on, hang on. He said, then why'd you pick Kaiju? All right, so let's talk about it. Okay, so Kafka. I think at this point with Kafka in episode 3, and Kafka becoming like the Kaiju, we still trying to figure out his powers because he keeps morphing. And now that he's in the training, we have what's homegirl name? Kikaku? I don't know why I always mess up names. Hang on, I'm looking. I'm telling you I'm looking because I don't have my multiple screens like I do back in the studio. Kikoru. Okay, so yeah. Kikoru is already a force to be reckoned with. As soon as she stepped onto the scene, you already knew Kikoru, when she was basically pushing the car out the way. And being that her parents having so much money, you kind of already foresaw that she was going to have all the latest tech. And I guess her dad is a governor or is someone of power that basically is able to get her everything that she needs. Now, if she wasn't 16, I'd say a few words, but she's 16, so we don't do that around here. But also with the training, I'm still, and you brought it up, Rudra, I'm still trying to get like an understanding. Did you notice that Mina's power level extracted from the suit? So I was just about to ask that. So when she puts on the Kaiju suit that goes to the Defense Force, does the suit that her parents gave her amplify the power? And that's how she was able to reach, what's up, Reaps? Is that how she was able to reach the percentage of that suit because of the suit she was wearing prior to the Kaiju suit? I'm assuming that's why she's ranked the highest. But the thing that I don't understand is that legal? Oh, we're talking about Kaiju number 8 episode. We're going through episode 3, 4, 5, and 6. So is it so? And I guess that brings up the question: is why don't more people do like get their own suit, or is it just that expensive? Oh, she's just talented. All right, so if she's just talented, is that okay? So then, is that what it says in the manga, or is that what we learn later on? Because I don't know, Rudra, have you finished already season 1 of Kaiju? Yeah, we're talking about Kikoru. All right. Well, if she's that talented, I mean, it makes sense. Her dad probably put her through all these trainings. What you mean you don't like her? I mean, I'm not going to say I don't like... In episode 3, I didn't like her because she came out Okay, finished season 1. Okay. I haven't finished season 1 yet, so we're gonna only stop at episode 6, since that's what played last Thursday. I don't have a problem with Kikoru. Kikoru knows what she knows and doesn't know what she don't know yet. And what I mean by that is Kikoru knows that she has gifts, that she's probably better than a lot of the guys who came from the previous academies. And that's why she is the way she's been acting. But the fact that she can also back it up is even more telling. Because it's like she's number 1 in the class. And as we start going into episode 4 and 5, you can noticeably see the difference. The thing that I don't understand is, how is Kafka so weak? Is it mainly that they're just giving him that portrayal of being such weak that he's gonna aura up? Hold on. Reeps, you said, I watched the anime a year ago or something like that, and I don't remember her much, but most likely I don't like girls in anime because they're useless, annoying, weird voices, fan services. Damn, Reeps, how you don't like the girls in anime? That's the only reason I watch anime. Oh, but come on. You got to give me another example of another anime woman that you don't like, and for what reason, Reeps? Because that's just not, because to say you don't like the girl animes, Sakura, the girl in, y'all like using abbreviations, and it makes my head hurt that I got to think about. CSM girls are all bad. Thank you, Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's girls, they're... Look, don't even get me started with it. If y'all seen my reactions, y'all know how I feel about Chainsaw Man and the girls that they got in Chainsaw Man. But, they are just horny. Well, duh. What you think most old Japanese men are? That's why they got the women acting like that in anime. Reeps just like, nah, man, keep them natural. I don't need no over the top boobs out sexualized women. Wait, Reeps, where are you from? Remind me. But yeah, so we get back to Kaiju. You are not also live on TikTok. No, I'm not on TikTok. Germany. Ah, that's right. You are in Germany. I forgot. But wait, Germany is hypersexualized too. So I guess if we're looking at it in that point, you could just be annoyed because it's hypersexualized in Germany, right? I know. I didn't say. Look, I didn't say Germany didn't have good girls. I do think there's beautiful women in Germany. But, I mean, at the end of the day, women gonna be women. Right? Or am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. But, hold on. I missed the chat. Sakura, why everyone hates her. She is an asshole for real and useless. The only woman that can force me to call her mommy is... Oh, Rudra, you read my mind. Dude, and I'll talk about Anime Expo in a second. I saw a lot of Makima in at Anime Expo, and when I tell you, I was just like, you know what? I feel too old to be out here. Ugh. I'll tell you my experience at Anime Expo in just a little bit. We'll talk about Anime Expo in just a tad bit. Germany has some girls that are good, and also look, Reeps, I know there's German women out there that's beautiful. I'm not saying they not. All I'm saying is, the girls that they put in anime, they put them like that for a reason, you know? the fan base for the most part are young, horny guys, especially coming from America, Japan, and all these other countries. And this is my take. I'm not saying that's everyone. This is definitely my take. So that's how I kind of look at it. And I'm not gonna hate it. I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna hate on it. That's why I watch Chinese anime right now, because no fan service. Oh well, okay, I get it, and I don't blame you if that's how you want to play it. Fan service in some animes, I will admit, the fan service is just too much, and I feel like it didn't need to go as far as it did for the most part. Let's see. Okay, so let's get back to kaiju. Rudra. Oh, geez, Rudra, you crazy. Okay, so let's get back to kaiju. So, as we look at like episode 4, we run into essentially. We ain't. Denji is his own man, and that episode, if you've seen it, where Mikima was over here just letting him fondle her, I was like, oh, that's what we doing right now? That's what we doing right now? Oh Lord. But she never delivered on it. She never delivered on it. So thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you for as more people roll in. Just to give y'all a headser, I'm on the travel. This is more of like a sit down IRL kind of ordeal. I'm currently in California, so this is kind of like my studio for right now. I'm in a friend's kitchen, and essentially we're going over the last 2 weeks of anime, and yeah. So I thought I'd come on live so y'all can join in. So make sure y'all join in the chat. Make sure y'all talk, ask the questions. Right now we're going over kaiju, kaiju number 8, but we're also intertwining other chats or other animes along with it. Now hold on. Yeah, Makima is just a manipulator. She is a manipulator, and she using what she got to get what she want. We all know that. She's using what she got to get what she want. At the end of the day, she wanted Denji to do as she said, because who Denji was. And she got a goal. She definitely got a goal. And because she definitely got a goal, that's exactly why. So, I don't blame Denji for barking, because I would also fold to women looking like them. Ruja, I can't fold to women looking like that. That's just simp talk, my friend. But at the end of the day, look, I'll tell you about it when we get to the Anime Expo side of things. Hey, Josh, what's up, man? It has been a minute. But I thought I'd come in, pop in on a Saturday, tell y'all. I know it's not normally scheduled. Usually I have more people on there, but on here. But at the end of the day, I'm blessing y'all with my presence. You're welcome. Reaps. The best manipulator in anime history is Aneyokoji, Johan Lieber, and Narito Yuzumi Maki. Okay. With Talk No Jitsu. Oh, well, okay. I wish we could have reacted to the trailer on live for CSM 1. Yeah, that one's a little tough. Yeah, because I'm live on my phone, it makes it a little bit difficult. Now, the only thing I can tell you could do, I'm on my laptop, so I can tell you when the trailers start. And y'all can see my reaction, but you just won't see the trailer on my screen. Let me know if you want that. I know it's like a low budget reaction since the way it's set up, but if you want me to react to it so you can see what I say about it while my laptop is here, but you can't see the content, we can definitely do that. Or we'll just have to wait until I record a reaction to it, and then I'm able to send it out. So y'all let me know what you prefer. Just or I can do both technically. I can technically do both. So it's really up to you on how you want to play, how you want to plan it. Johann Liebert could lead Maki to kill herself. Okay. All right, let's hop into Kaiju back and finish up on Kaiju. All right, so with Kikoru already dominating the field and with her skills and everything like that. We also have Kafka who's struggling, and I still don't understand how in the hell he's struggling that bad. And because he's struggling that bad, it goes to teach him like, you a 32-year-old, you've gone through a lot of this, and you still don't know how to manipulate the system or have the power to push the kaiju suit. Did that mean he wasn't working? I thought he was working out the whole time before he got accepted into the defense force. Correct me if I'm wrong. But for that episode, at least we got to see the guns go to blazing on episode 4 and 5. The guns go to blazing, and also really getting to understand the team. And I like the fact that the defense team was judging people more on the fact that who works better as a team, who works better, who's a solo individual, what characteristics each person has, and how it's going to be able to help the overall force. And I like the fact that it still came out, Kafka's, and as much as y'all want to tell me this is like the whole Attack on Titan versus the solo leveling, I still feel like on the solo leveling side of things that, yeah, Kafka does turn into a kaiju, but I just feel like as things progress, it's like a blend of the two. Maybe I'll feel different, but I feel like that's the blend of the two. Now, the one that I think is sexy, yeah, you ain't gonna like this one, Reaps. Mina, to me, is sexy. And the fact that we don't know much about what happened between Mina and Kafka as a kid, it just makes Mina even more mysterious because her lines are very limited so far. And so I can't wait till we kind of get the full backstory of where their relationship went wrong. And Ruja, don't you go ruin it. I know you was about to type it up and let me know exactly what you're about to say, but don't ruin it for me yet. Oh, Mina looks cute, not sexy. See, Reach found somebody he thinks is hot. There we go. But I also, as we get into episode 5, I also appreciate, because a lot of people don't get it when we're talking about skills. So think about it when it comes to sports. I don't know how many of you played sports in high school or played sports in middle school, whatever the case may be, as a child. You always have that person on the team who's just gifted, where they're like, they don't need to try very hard to look good or be great at the sport. And then you have a person on the complete opposite. She is not. She's so intrusive. Reaps, who's so intrusive? Are you talking about Mina? I didn't feel that Mina was intrusive at all. If anything, I felt like Mina just played the back part and really didn't jump in or talk about anything. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, oh, I said not. My bad. Damn, you ain't got to yell at me. But as we were going through it, it's just seemed like I want to know the background of it. And the other thing that I'm coming to like understand more of is, as I was getting to the sports analogy, you always have somebody on the opposite side. For those who haven't seen the movie, the Great American Movie, I'm not going to say great, but a very known movie called Rudy, you always got that other person on the other side who don't have the talent, where they're just like their textbook. They're They know all the right moves. They know everything, but it's just not a gift to them. They got to work extra hard. And that's where I think Kafka is coming in. He's becoming like that underdog where he's not young like everybody else. So he needs to study much harder. He needs to work out much harder. He needs to do everything much harder just to keep up with the middle of the pack. So it gives me like that character development as well as inspirational type of things for people who's watching it, where it's like, look, Kafka may be weak. Kafka may be the person who don't really do a lot when it comes to the athletic stuff in the army. I mean, the defense force agility stuff. But as we creep into episode 6, Kafka found an avenue in which he can be in because he's the most knowledgeable person when it comes to kaiju, because of his time working with the cleanup crew, right? Have you seen my anime recommendations in the Discord? Yes, I gave you the flames. I haven't gone through everything, but yeah, I gave you the flames for that one. What'd you say, Rudra? I myself don't excel in categories like dribbling, shooting, but my passing allows me to control the game quite nicely, as I create much more chances than usual. Oh, look at Rudra. Wait, Rudra, you play basketball? You play a little b-ball? Rudra, how tall are you? Let me find out, Rudra. You like 6'7". But no. Rips, check the Discord. I gave you the flames. I'll take a look at it. A lot of these recommendations. They're gonna have an LOTM game. Oh, that's dope. Damn, Rudra, you 6'1"? Oh, the ladies must love you, Rudra. The ladies must love you over there in India. Okay, I see you. All right. Where we at? So, now that we got to episode 6, Indian people don't get much taller. Well, that means you're an outlier, my friend, and that's what makes you stand out. But yeah, so we get to episode 6. So now, and Rudra, I know you got on my ass about this. I messed up. Yes, I know I messed up with Rino Ichikawa. I don't know why I was messing up with that. Yes, for the whole episode 6, I was calling one Rino, one Ichikawa, when Rino Ichikawa is one of their names. So yeah, leave me alone on that. My bad. Forgive me, my sir. Forgive me. But no. But all seriousness, no. So to me, average height is 5'6" to 5'7" for males. So you are a true outlier. Or are you just giving me the height that you put on your dating app, Rudra? You can't be giving me the height you put on your dating apps. All right. So, either way, I'm done with kaiju. Let's run and chat about Death Note. Yes. Death Note. R.I.P. to our boy L. I don't know how to say it. I was a little upset. I was a little upset losing L. And y'all called it. I did not see L dying. I did not see L dying this quick. I was thinking L was going to make it to the end of the show. But R.I.P. to him. Now, what's up?
I'm hungry.
Okay. So what episodes did we have? I'm trying to remember. Kaiju was easier because Kaiju was only up to at the end of it. So I'm trying to see. Does anybody know? Chat. Y'all know what episodes we got for for Death Note? Chat, let me know if y'all remember what episodes we got for Death Note. As a watcher, I personally felt Death Note was just overextended after L's death. You really think it's going to get overextended? All right, so we're looking at episode 28, 27, 26, and 25, right? 25 through 28. Okay. See, appreciate you, Rudra. All right. Okay, so let's start with it. So it looks like Light's plan all along. You're 5'9" and 130 pounds. Well, that's not bad. I mean, every country has different height, average height, so that's not bad at all. All right. Where are we at? Death Note. Okay. So now we've seen Rem kills L and Watery to save Misa. But the fact that we didn't hear any, it was just like Rem disappearing. Oh, you got another growth spurt coming, Reaps. So if you're only 15, you got another growth spurt coming. All right, but if we're talking about Death Note, so the one thing that I was mad about is, yeah, L dies, but then Rem leaves and basically vanishes without a trace, without anything being said. And to me, at least, I felt like Misa deserved at least to see Rem leave. You know what I'm saying? Like a goodbye. Maybe that's just my heartfelt look at it, but that's how I felt. But the fact that this was Light's crazy thought the whole time, and the fact that this was playing out to the plan that he had. Yeah, I know Rem died, but it didn't die in the facet that L died. It was more of Rem dyings was more of a disappearing.
L died?
Huh?
L died?
In Death Note?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. That's fucked up.
But yeah.
I know Light got, Light still, he died, right?
I haven't gotten to the end of it. I'm still reacting to it. Yeah, I'm only on episode 28.
Oh, you didn't finish it?
No. I'm reacting to it.
I know, but like,
L
doesn't. Oh, yes, right, because he does find his name because he's able to get the eyes. When he gets the eyes, he can look at somebody, then he can tell. But he didn't get. He had that girl do it.
Misa.
Yeah, Misa.
Dude, she's the one that technically kills.
Right.
Well, no, because Rem technically kills L, and forgive me, guys. I have my friend also talking to me about Death Note. Rem kills L and Misa because, Rem kills L and Watari because Misa's life was in danger.
Watari.
And yeah, Watari was L's handler. The old man that was always with L.
Oh, yeah.
So Misa killed. Yeah, I know, bro over here spoiling shit.
Nigga, that shit old as hell.
I know, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
Ah, okay. Keep going. You'll know.
He said keep going. Yes. My friend over here just dropping spoilers for me.
I'm sorry.
But where are we at? Okay. Back to where we were at. But like I was mentioning, I see why Rem did it, but I just felt like, I guess, the hopeless romantic side of me wished that Rem would have been able to say bye to Misa. But that's just how the game played. And the fact that Misa didn't know anything about the fact that Rem died for her, only thing she can think about right now is Light. Light is the world of my own. And now the fact that they moved in together, what was that? Light is a sadistic, a methodical, sadistic human being. A lot of adjectives. But the fact of the matter that he basically has Misa because of the eyes, he's keeping her as a puppet. And either way, but also the thing that annoyed me was how Light acted when he knew Elle was dead. He had a part of it with Elle's death. And then the way it ended where it was just like, oh, he was so distraught. But and also on the sadistic bipolar side, he was just like, yes, I finally got him. But now we move on to episode 26, Renewal. So it basically was a recap and how we got to where we at. And it reflected on how he kind of, Misa agreed that Light can use her though. Yeah, but even, so, I guess answer this for me, Rudra. If you met a girl and she was just like, oh, you're the love of my life. You can basically treat me however you want to treat me. And I don't care. Would you still treat her like shit? I don't know. Maybe because Light is sadistic and he doesn't have that mindset. I mean, he's just evil like that. He doesn't see it any other way. But to me, I'm just like, is that really how I want it to pan out? You feel me? What food am I making? You hear boiling water? Nah, man, that's a pan frying. My boy's making food and I'm in the kitchen, so yeah, you're gonna hear some food. Hopefully it ain't too loud. No, you're good. But okay, where we at? So we're gonna jump into finishing out Death Note. Now, the one thing that I was kind of like, what are your thoughts on Mello and Nier? He asked, which Reeves, you ain't gonna be yelling at nobody. You better watch yourself with all these caps, sir. I don't know what he's making. Jambalaya, it looks like. If you even know what jambalaya is, you in Germany. Do you know what jambalaya is, sir? Okay. So, I guess
Brought
this
to
is
you by Dalaran.
Jambalaya.
Sponsorship, that'd be wonderful.
It's essentially rice.
Beans and rice.
Beans and rice.
Yeah, beans and rice.
I don't put beans in my jambalaya.
Well, jambalaya is with beans and rice.
Or you mean gumbo?
Gumbo is not the beans and rice. Jambalaya
Well,
is beans and rice.
I guess everybody got their way. I guess you can put beans in. Damn. Rice with beans, ugly. See, Reeves, don't get me started with German food. I'm gonna let that one go. Don't get me started with German food, okay? You don't talk about the food we eat over here, I won't talk about German food.
No, German food, what, you don't like our food or something like that?
No, he goes rice and beans. He goes rice and beans. Rice with beans, ugly.
Really? That's the adjective that you gave food? That's weird.
He's from Germany. Leave him alone.
Here's an adjective. I don't like it.
Leave him alone.
Okay.
He's a teacher. Anyways.
I'm a teacher too.
No, I'm talking about you, the teacher. Aloka, what is up, my friend? What is up? All right. So where we at? So Death Note. Back to Death Note. All right. So with the task force, basically, I thought it was super dope, but also sad, and it made me dislike L even more. I mean, not L, but Light even more, was the fact that he was willing to let his sister almost die when she gets kidnapped by Mello. The fact that he contemplated basically saying, is she really disposable? And the fact that no, we haven't gotten to Lord of the Mysteries, and we haven't got to Dan. I did that for the first half, but I didn't really go into detail with it, so we'll go into detail today. But either way, What I'm saying though is I'm mad that Light was willing to sacrifice his sister, and he was just basically like, "Am I gonna have to take out my sister?" And you had to have lost your marbles to turn around and now, oh, I'm willing to sacrifice my sister, willing to sacrifice my dad. Anybody can get it at this point. All for what? His power trip is crazy. But either way, Light is the embodiment. The embodiment of what, Aloka? The embodiment of a true human? The embodiment of how you want to live your life, sir? But either way, I don't know. With that really made me mad. He's an opportunist and narcissist. Pure evil, pure devil. Your facts. So, you guys didn't mention to me, what are your thoughts on Mello and Nier? Mello to me is the whiny baby who always comes in second, and no one really like pays attention to him because he's not gifted, and so he lashes out. Nier is, I feel like, what L started out to be, but Nier hasn't matured enough to get to that point of what he was with L. For a little bit, I thought this was like an academy of brainiacs, like everybody who's basically being taught to be the next L, and everybody was L, and once one L dies, you just replace him with another because no one was really supposed to know who L was publicly, right? So that was my initial thought of what Watari was doing at this academy, besides some, I'm glad it wasn't no Michael Jackson shit. But forgive me, that was wrong. Michael Jackson is a GOAT, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, so hang on, let me read y'all comments. Hold on, we got a few coming in. Pure evil. Mello is the energetic personality of I has energy, and Nier is trying to be L. Bro should just sit like L. He does sit like L, and he's playing with toys. So I think for me, moving forward, I don't know, and the little glimpse I got from the interaction with N and Light, I don't think it's going to be the same as it was with L and Light. Now, we already know up to this point that a lot of this is going to happen. Also talk about the trailer or you guesses about the arc. Okay, we can talk about Demon Slayer too. I'm pretty much done with Death Note. The next one that we're gonna jump to is Dan to Dan. Death Note will be more peak. Third Kira is coming. There's another Kira? Oh shit. Alright. Don't tell me too much, Aloka. You like giving spoilers. Alright, let's talk about Dan to Dan. Alright.
The name of it is Dun da Dun da Dun. Dun da Dun.
Dun da Dun?
No, it's like you're supposed to sing it.
Oh, no.
Because down to down is Dun da Dun da Dun.
Oh. Yeah, so I'm going for some time to do Duolingo. Bye. Alright. Go enjoy Duolingo, Rudra. Alright, so let's talk about episode 1 of Dan to Dan. Aloka, did you get a chance to watch it already? My reaction, that is. I don't know which. Ask him. Rudra, what language are you learning? All right, so the one. Okay, cool. So with Dan to Dan, the one thing that I liked about it, and I mentioned it earlier, I know I got to go back and watch the movie because apparently the movie had a lot of integral parts of it leading into season 2. So I need to go back and possibly react or just watch the movie for Dan to Dan myself so I can understand how season 2 is supposed to play out. Now, the one thing that annoys me the most, and I mentioned it earlier, why the hell does Momo have a towel on while she's in the onsen? Who the hell goes in a pool or go in a hot tub with a towel on? Make that make sense. I think that was, I don't know why they didn't give her a bathing suit or the simple fact she didn't have a bathing suit. That's fine. I've seen animes like Zom 100 where they just draw the borderline, well, Diddy type of fan service. It definitely was Diddy type. Those old men was trying to get to Momo in that hot tub or in that onsen. And the simple fact, every single, I don't know what is up with Momo. She's always in compromising positions where it's like she's always seconds away from being the R word.
I would say it's because of her luck. So in that one episode, the way that she got away from those people is the Turbo Granny had,
right.
She's a cat. She's a lucky cat.
Right.
So for her, everything is good luck. For Momo, everything is bad luck.
Oh.
So because she's in the onsen and then those guys come in, that's just bad luck. It's like a stereotypical Japanese guys like creepy inside the onsen, and that's a konyaku. Konyaku means two people. That means you can have the man and the woman, and they have those in Japan.
Konyaku.
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 Yeah.
So let y'all get a heads up. My homeboy I'm at his place. He lived in Japan for many, many years, so he knows the ins and outs of Japanese mindset. So, but either way, that's actually a good tell that he said what he mentioned about Grandma Kitty. But even though Turbo Granny is essentially the demon from the tunnel, it could look at as Momo's lucky cat because she saved Turbo Granny has saved Okurun, Gigi, and Momo in several different instances. So maybe she is low key a lucky cat.
She's a lucky charm.
Now my streak is. Root, you're learning Japanese. Okay. That's what you was on Duolingo. Oh, you needed to save your 134-day streak. I'm dead. Okay. So the other thing about Dan to Dan, this first episode. Wait, hold on. I missed the message. What do you got for me, Aloka? Turbo Granny made Okurun suffer. His whole system was stolen. Oh yeah, his balls were stolen. But maybe that just means Okurun's balls was the good luck charm. What are you looking for?
My glasses.
Maybe it was the good luck charm. But Okurun had a set of good luck balls, and Turbo Granny was out here like, I want these to be extra lucky. Nah, but either way, hey, did Okurun get his balls back? Yes, Okurun did get his. No, Okurun got one ball back. He's still missing one of his other ball.
Kintama.
Is that balls?
Yeah, Kintama means gold. The reason why they're gold is because they call them Kintama, means golden balls.
Kintama means golden balls. There you go, Rudra. Kintama.
Kintama.
I have a question. If your balls get stolen, do you get unlimited stamina?
What?
I don't think that's how that works, Rudra. That's not how that works. I think your testosterone probably has to deal more with that. And your libido. Gintama is the biggest parody anime. Oh, there's a parody anime called Gintama?
No, Gintama is another anime, but it's not Kintama. Quintama means balls.
Oh, Quintama means balls. Gintama means what?
Gintama is an anime with a guy with a wooden sword.
Oh, Gintama is an anime with a wooden sword. Okay, so Quintama means balls. See, hey, Rudra, who knew? We was about to be in Duolingo and we didn't even know about it. All right, so the Quito family. So if we talking about the Quito family, those grandmas can fight. Okay, stop the balls. Okay, those grandmas can fight. And the fact that those guys were at the onsen with them and then turned around, ended up at the house, and it was another scene with whatchamacallit that with Momo in a compromising position that Turbo Granny had to come out again.
She didn't want to save her.
Why Turbo Granny didn't want to save her?
She don't care about those people. She's a fucking...
So...
She's evil. She's just in this body because she has no choice. They put her in it.
Right, but here's the thing that I also feel, because I was in a Reddit category, and one of the things that I learned is, like, I also feel like Turbo Granny is enjoying it too, because remember, Turbo Granny would have just been in the tunnel.
Yeah, she's enjoying the time, but she doesn't like those people. Because she wants, that's why she wanted his ball, so she can go do whatever she wanted.
Oh, yes, we know, Rudra. You're learning normal Japanese, not freaky Japanese. But freaky Japanese is part.
What are you talking about?
Freaky Japanese is part of normal Japanese.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know the Quito family gets eaten though, but we hadn't gotten to the end of the episode to talk about the family getting eaten. But the simple fact is, we now know what happened to Gigi's family. They were eaten by the snake. And also we learned that the Quito family is the keeper of this volcano in which they call the snake as well. And that's what keeps that at bay, which they believe is what's saving everybody else. Now, I don't know how that goes or what kind of title you may need in order for that to be all that you can be, but I get it, I guess. You know that every town in Japan has their own little spiritual story that they have of what an individual can do. So in this particular sector, it is the snake that keeps the volcano at bay, and you must provide it a sacrifice in order for it.
It turns out to be an earthworm.
Yes, it turns out to be an earthworm. But the one thing that I thought was cool, but also I hope to learn more about, is the iterations of that house. Because as they were telling the story of this worm or this snake, you can see that where that house is placed, there were several different iterations of that house that changed over time. And once everybody fell into the wall and down the shaft of the snake or the earthworm, we then learned there was a whole village down there. So hopefully now we get to find out if the people survived. Do you think, and I guess chat, let me know, do you think Gigi's family is alive within the snake, that the sacrifices just put a pin in it and decided to create a whole new civilization down there? I'm curious to find out, because the other thing that I didn't also understand, and maybe chat, you can let me know, why was the coloration of the Quito family completely different? They seemed like they were ghosts/zombies, and I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. Aw, Aloka, why you gotta go ahead and give me spoilers? You talking about? No, I can confirm. They're all dead. But no, Aloka, let me know. What was the reason behind it? Why was the different colorings of the Quito family versus everybody else if they were supposed to be still alive? Is that like the volcanic ashes that covered them? Related to aliens, maybe. Maybe. Hopefully they explain it later, but maybe it was just the way that they were creepy, or they have been ancient people and old, that they don't have life left in them. They already look expired. I don't know. A lot of this is just speculation. All right. The one thing I guess what I do like in season 2 also for so far for the first episode, they kept the freaky analogies. They also kept the funny comedy that they try to incorporate with Turbo Granny, as well as some of the comments. Now, the other thing that I can't wait to find out is what is this new version of Okarun? How does that play in? Because as they're inside the Earthworm, they're completely a different type of, is it demonic? I mean, demon or spirit, whatever he turns into. Hold on, let's see.
He turns into a hybrid of what.
Right, but after episode 1, he changed into a different style. It wasn't the first speedy one. So that's why I'm curious on this other one. Related to aliens, Keto family head herself told in the episode that she sacrifices Gigi's parents. Right. I remember we talked about what happened to it. Are you going to Tampa Bay Comic Convention next month? I mean, I didn't know about it, but I might have to make an appearance, Mr. Geek Me Out. Pause. I don't like how that rolled off my tongue. I'm just going to call you Mr. Geek. But no, I didn't know about the comic convention next month, but I definitely would. Sounds like a place I need to be. Do you know what day is it next month? I should be back in from any future trips. If we're talking about August, or is it September? But I'll wait for Mr. Geek to respond. But yeah, that's my take on Dan to Dan. And now let's talk about Lord of the Mysteries. Now, I know my boy Rips, August 1st to the 3rd. Ooh, that is next month. Let me look into it. I can't confirm. Comment. Are you in Tampa, Mr. Geeks? Oh, that's what's up. Oh, sorry. That's what's up. Okay. I will look into it, and I don't see why I wouldn't go. If you stick around, I'm going to talk about my experience at Anime Expo that I went to yesterday after I get done with Lord of the Mysteries. All right. So, Lord of the Mysteries. Aloka, what you got to tell me? I know you want to tell me something about Lord of the Mysteries. Huh? I know you got something you want to tell me, Aloka, about Lord of the Mysteries. You got anything before I get started? I have a theory about Lord of the Mysteries. I think the Tarot Club is more like the manifestation of Klein's unawakened power rather than Seer's powers. The art style and animation is majestic. Yes! That is one thing I would give credit to the Chinese. The only thing I'd give credit to the Chinese, but so far, and I know Rips has told me that I need to look into more Chinese anime because it's just a good graphic. good illustration as well as storyline. So it might be something I'm going to look into. And yes, they don't have fan service, which is the big point of his convincing me. But there was another one that they told me that I needed to look at. Oh yes, Aloka. Leonard is a badass. Now, and the fact that I said it so many times in there, the fact that he does it in such a cool manner is even better. So, let's talk about episode 1 of Lord of the Mysteries. I started reading, or rather, I started listening to a lot of the anime, to the novel. Sorry, blank. I started listening to the novel to try to get a heads up on the episode. And one of the things that I learned is, we learned later that episode 1, 2, and 3, the water's overflowing on your thing. 1, 2, and 3, Mac,
Yeah.
your water's overflowing. Was episode 1. What we learned is like when we got to the gray fog, is that part of being a Beyonder, or is that part of Klein's original gift? Or I guess Klein is the person in which the body he went into. I don't remember the name of him before. In the book it states his name, but I don't remember if it says it in the actual anime, what Klein's name is, or what Klein's name was before he became Klein. But I think it's like Duji or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But when it comes to the gray fog, that's what I didn't really fully understand. Was he a Beyonder before he was met by the Nighthawk? Flash Gordon movie. I'm not too familiar with Flash Gordon movie, but hold on to that. You can tell me a little bit about it in just a second. No, what didn't you say about in this? Hold on, what I missed, Rudra? No, it didn't say in the episode. Okay, it didn't. Okay. Yeah, and that's what I felt like it didn't do. It didn't say his name, but in the book it does. So I guess that's what a lot of people were complaining about, was the fact that it wasn't very detailed. It skipped through multiple chapters in the first 3 episodes. So I think it was you, Rudra, who said that it's supposed to slow down a bit more. Or it might have been Reeps. It's supposed to slow down a bit more based off of that. So in the first episode, we learn that he has the ability to go into the gray fog. This is a gift in which he was basically given before he transported bodies. And the fact that he can transport into bodies, we learned that he was put into Klein's and he took his own life. Now the notebook becomes the basis of the mysteries, because I don't know if it's every every notebook has a different mystery to solve, but it's something that I guess we're going to have to take a look at and go moving forward. So we get to the tarot cards because his sister wanted him to go get bread. So now we get to the tarot cards and he's walking back and he's basically getting stalked. And because he's getting stalked, he ducks into a tent where the tarot card reader or the psychic, whatever you want to call them, is sitting there. Now, I don't know about you. I don't always believe in that heebie-jeebie tarot card reading. It reminds me of the lady, if you are an American, you may know. It reminds me of the lady, tell me about your tarot card reading. It was like a 1-800-818-8999 number, whatever you called to get your tarot readings. Then it turned out she was a huge scam and she got arrested. But that's just American history. So with the gray fog and becomes basically the fool at the table, we learn that he has the ability to now summon, kind of like the mirror, mirror on the wall situation, where he can summon other people in different, I don't know if it's different universes or in different geographic location, where it's a place that he can talk to them while they're on the same plane. Okay, I will, Mr. Geek. If you want to hang around when I talk about Anime Expo, I'll take a look at the website and I'll also give you a deep dive if that's something I'll go into. But okay, so now it's transitioned into episode 2 of Lord of the Mysteries. Hang on, what'd you say? Yeah, the author himself said that he didn't like the first 2 episodes, but the rest of the episodes are much better. Perfect. So the fact that he recognizes that, and it's always good to hear that the authors of the book have a hand in a lot of this. So we know it's going to hold true to the book and how the novel was written. If y'all are just joining in, make sure y'all smash that like, subscribe button, the like button, as well as the notification, so when I go live or when my anime reactions drop, because there's a lot coming out with this new fall season getting dropped. So, back to what I was mentioning as far as Lord of the Mysteries. Now, when we're looking at into episode 2, The Great Fog and the Fool, the thing that I wanted to kind of understand is when they came to the house, I thought I was under the impression that they were police, but apparently not. They were the Nighthawkers, or the Nighthawks, and because of that, they were a special group of individuals that have certain skills. Now, I don't remember the name of the lady who went through his mind to see if he really did know about the notebook, but I'm interested to learn more about her, because now we've learned about Dunn Smith. We didn't really learn much about Dunn Smith or Leonard, but we learned that they've been doing this for quite some time. Dunn Smith is the head person, and Leonard is kind of like the enforcer. He also said that the first episode was the hardest to make. It usually is. The pilot is always the hardest to make because they want it to be perfect, but they also know they can't tell the full story in the first episode. So it makes sense. But when we're looking at it as the rest of Lord of the Mysteries, then it's basically like episode 2. When Klein starts to experiment in the Great Fog, that's when Dunn Smith comes and finds him. Then the mistress, or the lady who was with Dunn Smith, basically scopes his mind and goes through everything to kind of understand what he knows, and really confirms that he didn't know anything about the missing book. So now he's basically asked if he wants to become a Nighthawk. I don't know if they just throwing out invitations like it's over here like going to Chuck E. Cheese, but it was funny that they just turned around and said, okay, going through your mind. But the one thing that I didn't understand is, if she went through his mind, how did she not know that he went and visited in the Great Fog? Does he have the ability to hide his power from others? Or is that something they just don't know about? And that's a lot of questions that I'm hoping gets answered later on in the series. But when we get into episode 3, now episode 2, we also learn that he now gets to get the potion, the seer potion. And when he's doing like the seer potion, the one thing I didn't like about that episode, or the first 2 episodes, it didn't really dive in deep. It left me guessing. And based off of what you guys said in the chat earlier, a lot of it is going to come out later in the series on that. So for example, I wanted to know what the alternative potions would do. It was right in the anime. It was first, he was just like, oh, I want to be a seer. Give me the seer. But he didn't even think to let us hear what the other potions or pathways would be. And to me, I would have loved to understand what were the other skill sets that would come with the other potion, rather than just seer, and truly understand why he chose that out of all the rest of them. So I guess that's what I wish he would have done in episode 2. Now, okay, so it looks like he built a fake persona to avoid suspicion from authorities, and he begins planning how to use the Fool's persona strategically. So let me know, chat, the Fool, is that just in the Great Fog, or the Fool is also technically Klein? Is Klein technically considered the Fool? Because that's what I was trying to wrap my brain around. So as we finished up on episode A, Reaps, we're talking about Lord of the Mysteries right now. As we go through it, he then gets his own mission. Yes, it's great to see the whole psychedelic part of it. It's awesome to see that this is what his visualization, a lot of it is very colorful stimulations. Now, he gets his first assignment. He has to go find a kid. It's cool that they gave him a staff to kind of figure that out. But the one thing I like the way about episode 2 finishing, we got to see how Leonard fight. Now that boy can fight, and he looked good fighting. So that's also where I thought it was awesome seeing that part. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Episode 3, I thought was really, really like another step notch. So you got episode 1, which kind of gave you like your foundation. Then you got episode 2, where now you get to the committee of the Nighthawks and you start to understand the different levels of each character. And then you got episode 3, where now Klein gets into it, and we're now seeing how he basically handles. And I mentioned it in episode 3 reaction. I was wrong about the single pistol. And apparently, I was wrong about the pistol in the episode, because it has more bullets the way episode 3 showed us. I thought it was a single shot bullet in Lord of the Mysteries, episode 3, but it wasn't. It wasn't a single bullet, because he was shooting multiple bullets and he wasn't reloading. So it may be a 6-shooter and he just only had 1 bullet previously. Now, with this last one, the artifact of 2049 basically being, is it the puppet or is it a greater tool that controlled everybody because of the spirit? And the other thing that I wanted to kind of figure out, what was the significance in episode 3 of Elliot? They brought it in for a reason, but I'm curious, what was the significant reason of Elliot? Now, Ray Bieber was being tortured in the chair at the beginning of episode 3. So, because they believed he was the descendant of the Antigonus family, that's how they got to the artifact of 2049. I don't know. I got a lot of questions on it, because hopefully they start to answer it, and I need to go start reading like some forums. But the only thing that is a downside of the forums is they give you everything at once. And because they've read the book, they're giving you a lot more information than you're ready to receive. Hold on, Rips. Looks like you said honorific name the fool that doesn't belong to this era. The mysterious ruler above the great fog, the king of the yellow and black who wields the good luck. Okay. So the fool is basically the person who doesn't belong. Oh, okay. Good to know. I appreciate that, Rips. Fun fact, the current face that the Manu of Lord of the Rings is going on it would take 100 years and 5 months to adapt it. Wait, what? The current pace. Oh, pace. Well, it is a freaking long book. Ain't there thousands of chapters? That's apparently what they said. So it makes sense why it would take forever. So those are the things that I kind of have questions when it comes to Lord of the Mysteries. And I know you guys are great at finding the answers for me. All right. So let's talk about Anime Expo. Now, I got a video that's probably going to come out later next week. Probably not next week, now that I think about it. It'll probably come out in a week and a half, because I want to do some voiceovers from Anime Expo. And so I want to be at my studio to make sure that everything sounds good. Rips, why do you keep sending something and then deleting it? So let's hold on. Antigonus family puppet slows people's nearby down and physically and mentally affects everybody, including the user. Ah, okay. So it's basic. I got you. So it's basically like a spirit doll. Okay, appreciate that, Rips. Okay, so now let's talk about Anime Expo. So what I ended up doing is, as y'all know, I wanted to go check out my first expo for anime, and Anime Expo was my very first one. Was it smart? No. It was very overwhelming. And what I mean by very overwhelming, I mean it in a manner of there are so many panels, There's so many people that's coming from all across the country and even across the world. I met a person who said they had come from Germany because the Anime Expo in LA is the biggest in the world, outside of Japan's Expo. And because of that, I was like, I probably should have kind of like eased my way into the Expo world rather than starting out with Anime Expo LA. Oh, okay, so what happened? Well, I got there, and by the time I got there, it was about 11 o'clock in the morning. About 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. The lines was out of the wazoo. And when I mean out of the wazoo, people were telling me they got there at 7 a.m. and it didn't open until 9 a.m. And they were waiting in line to go see certain panels. They had certain animes that they were discussing and doing premieres for. Look, I like my anime. I like talking to y'all about anime, but I ain't gonna stand in no line for no 2 hours. I'm just saying. So what it ended up doing was kind of push me towards going and exploring more of the, how can I say, of the resale side of things. So what I initially did was I videotaped a lot of walking around, what the booths look like, what the experience would look like, going through those past assets. Then I started talking to a few people to kind of get their understanding of Anime Expo, took some pictures, those different things like that. I bought some gifts, bought some things for the studio as well. I spent close to like $400 or $500. I ain't want to go too crazy because next week I'm gonna go to Little Tokyo in LA, and I want to go check out a lot of the anime stores in there. And some of the prices that I looked at just made it feel like it was just overpriced because it was the Anime Expo. And so overall, what I would say for the Anime Expo is, if I was to go again in the future, I wouldn't do it alone. I would need to put together like a team of people to go with. Because the one thing that I did realize, and I'm a social person, but I'm not one to go just jump into somebody's group and just start talking to them like, oh, we've been best friends for the last 10 years. That's not my forte. So I would bring a group of people to go to these anime expos if I go again to the LA one. Now,
I'll go with you.
Well, he didn't tell me that yesterday, but either way. But I also did a lot of things last minute.
When is it?
It was yesterday. I was at Anime Expo yesterday. Yeah.
I would have went there.
So,
Next year.
So, that's one of the main things that I learned during that time there. Now, did I see a lot of cool cosplay? Hell yes. I met a girl who woke up at 3 a.m. in the morning just to start her cosplay outfit to be there by 9 o'clock in the morning. The cosplay for some of these animes, and the thing that's so cool is it wasn't just Japanese anime. They had manhwa. They also had Chinese animes. It was dope. Rudra, what are you asking? What cosplay did I see? Always check out the website for the celebrities and voice actors for the autogas prices. Wait, Mr. Geek, are you talking about before you go to the anime? Mr. Geek, okay. So I'll be honest, and this was probably poor planning on my side, is because I never been to an Anime Expo before. I should have looked at the panel and what time those panels were coming. That's probably one of the things that I should have definitely did. But I didn't, and so everything was basically being flown by the wayside. So to answer your question, Rudra, I saw a few ones. So Mikami. Oh, did I just ruin her name? I'm having a brain fart. Either way, the one that I thought was the sexiest one, there was one girl who was dressed as Powder from Arcane. That one was yes. Now you also had a few girls that were walking around wearing like the fan service type of animes in their outfits. Not my kind of forte in person because there's little kids was walking around and I was just like, that was not like, to me that was just like a little bit over. They were just wearing like things that exposed a lot of their assets when you had 10-year-old kids running walking around. So that was like my one thing that I was like there was some people that was dressed up. And the one thing that I also was going to say is, I'm not going to say it was uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable. It was just very, very surprising how many guys dressed up in women costume or women characters. And to me, that was just a little not off-putting. I'm not going to say off-putting because it's not negative. To me, it was just a little surprise. I was surprised to see that they looked like you came out full-fledged makeup, dressed in a maid's outfit, and you out in public. Like,
hey, guess what I'm doing today?
Let's be honest. So to me, it was whatever. The other ones that were sexy, it was definitely the Makima. Makima was definitely sexy. They had the contacts. Oh, yes. It was doing the vibes for me. I'm trying to think what other one that was out there.
Bleach.
Huh?
Any Bleach characters?
Yeah, there were.
He-Man?
Yes, Oda Mata. That's not from Bleach, but that was one. They had a couple of Misas. There was a bunch of Furins. They looked really good, the Furins. They had Boa from One Piece, I want to say. And then there were some from like Apothecary Diary, but those weren't just like, those were like the mild ones. And then you had ones that were just dressed up as the Demon Slayers. They just made the Demon Slayer anime characters look really, really good. There was just a bunch of them that it looked good. You'll see it in the video. Are you asking, Rudra, are you asking any females from Naruto, or are you asking dressed like Naruto? Because I'm not familiar with Naruto. So I think one of them was the redhead. I know I've seen her before.
Sakura.
Wait, what are you asking me, Rudra? Nobody did show Naruto, not character Naruto. Oh, the females. Yeah, the redhead from Naruto.
Sakura. Sakura.
I don't know. Is it Sakura?
Yeah, Sakura.
Yeah, maybe her. I'm trying to. There were a bunch of girls dressed like Conan, I think it was. That's the one with the black and red. I have to go through the video again. Like I said, it was so overwhelming. I got a lot of them on video, so I'll post that. hold on, let me Google it. Kushania. Let's see. Kushania. Naruto. Yeah, she looks, yeah, that's what they look like. It was her. Because I only knew that because the guy she was with, the guys next to her was dressed with the headgear for Naruto. So that was one good experience of it. Now, my overall result, like I mentioned in the beginning, it is definitely something that I am going to have to figure out about anime conventions. And this brings me to you, Mr. Geeks. Let's take a look at Tampa Bay's comic and pop culture. Let's see, panels. And if I go, I'm most likely is not going to be there all 3 days. I don't know if I can handle 3 days of all of it. It looks like they got a cosplay competition. I wonder how big it is as far as, is it just mostly Floridian? Mr. Geek, if you're still in here, is it mainly Floridians that go to this one? Or is it like, do you often see people from all over the country? But I'll definitely, the first and the third, yeah, I'll most likely go to this one. I'll definitely most likely go to this one. Let's see what tickets run for. But I'm going to be wrapping up soon, guys, to give you a heads up. God damn! Why are they so expensive? Oh, VIP. What does VIP get me? A t-shirt. 25% off merch. Okay. Oh, they got express lines. That's why. That's one thing I do wish that Anime Expo had, was express lines. Oh, I didn't tell you. It's $299 for the weekend. So $300 for a 3-day pass. Which, I mean, it does, $100 a day doesn't sound too bad, but that's for the VIP pass. And then you get celebrity photo ops, 24-hour purchase guarantees. The VIP don't sound bad at all. I have to consider that one, but I also don't want to go all 3 days. I have to look at the panel and see what the panel has to kind of make that decision. Let's see. Guests, comic creators, authors, content create. Oh, there's going to be content creators? Meet YouTube hosts, the Grim Life Collective, Stephanie Kerr, and Holly Faye. I don't know any of those. Do y'all ever heard of those? An Indian too, as an Indian too expensive. Yeah, I'm sure that's expensive for me. Oh, they got fans and cosplay meetup. Okay. I'm going to take a deeper look into this later on when I get back into town, since I still have a couple of weeks. So I'll take a look into it. Appreciate it if you're still around, Mr. Geek. I appreciate you putting me on this. But other than that, before I go ahead and say toodles, anything else y'all want to chat about or want to bring up, or questions or anything before I finish this live? Well, hopefully, hey, Mr. Geek, hopefully you join the Kickers community. We good peoples in here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you can. But it'd be cool to have you around more often. With $300, you can live like 2 months in India. Really? $300 gets you 2 months in India? That's crazy. How much is rent? Or are you not including rent? All right, what else we got here? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is gonna call it a day, y'all. I gotta get ready for this party that's about to happen in a couple hours and then go from there. So thank y'all for joining me on my impromptu live, and we'll chat more when I get back home and back into the studio. Appreciate y'all. Much love. You know this channel is nothing without y'all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I catch y'all soon. See ya. Hotel's not included, but rent house is included. Oh, okay. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later.